What is going on, peeps? It's your boy Mxnkey, your friendly neighborhood monkey, here back at it with another video. Excuse the leaves crunching and everything, and you might hear me occasionally smacking myself because these fucking bugs are gnarly out here today, dude. Oh my gosh, they're just buzzing around. It just seems like as soon as I come outside, they swarm me. I hate it. I can't do it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. So, ladies and gents, today we have a freaking wild story. Actually happened a couple of months ago about a time that I tripped mushrooms and decided to go for a drive. And I ended up pulling off on the side of the road where the moon was bright out. The night sky was lit up, and I decided to wander through someone's cornfield. So, let's get right into this. So, I'm particularly new to the whole mushroom thing. I'm still pretty new. I don't really want to get into the strain names, but the ones that give you heavy auditory hallucinations and heavy visual hallucinations. I'm not a big fan of that. I just like the little boost of euphoria, the happiness, maybe a slight visuals and slight auditory, but the ones that are just heavy on it, I don't like. I do not like those. I don't think I've ever liked those. I've tried them a few times, not a fan. I like the ones that make me giggly and happy. I'll just say like GTs are really cool. TWs are cool, but the apes, don't like. The JMFs, don't like those. But anyways, this day in particular, that's funny, I just said I didn't want to go into strains and I did anyways. This day in particular, I actually had just got some from somebody, the day before. I was like, hey, do you have any? And he's like, yeah, I've got some. What do you need? And I told him. He's like, oh, what are you going to do when you take them? I was like, I have no idea. I'll figure that out when I get them. I'll figure it out when I take them. And this day I ended up taking them. I brought them in the morning and I didn't use them until that night. Family was out of town, so it was just me at the house, and I got my little scale and I weighed out, I think about a 4. It was 3.9, and I put those down the hatch, drank a bunch of orange juice with them. And then I just waited. And keep in mind, this is nighttime. It was about 45 hours. And they usually take 30 minutes to an hour to kick in for me. And it lasts for about, 2 to 3 hours. Maybe 4, depending. If I would have taken 6, it'd lasted longer. But since I took 4, it lasted about 3 hours, yeah. So, I took those shrooms right there at the house. I was actually watching a movie. I was actually watching Happy Gilmore, honestly. I needed something to laugh and giggle on. So I threw that movie on. I was like, I'm going to watch a little bit of this. And then when I start to feel them kick in, I am going to get in the car and I'm going to go. I'm going to wander. And that's what I did, folks. I took the time to sit there and watch Happy Gilmore for about 20 to 30 minutes before I started to feel it. Got a bottle of water, I filled up a container with some OJ, chugged the water, refilled the OJ bottle, refilled my water bottle, went out and got in my car and took off. And I was just kind of driving. It wasn't my intent to take a bunch of mushrooms and trip in a cornfield. I just kind of stumbled upon it. So I get in the car, I'm driving for like 20 minutes or so, and it's about 2110 hours at this time, because that time had passed to take them. Trying to get past this fucking dog before I started barking. Damn. So I left the house at about 2100, and I got some people behind me on a fucking golf cart. People are weird out here in South Carolina. They just drive around golf carts. What the fuck? That threw me off. Where the fuck was I? It was about 2110, yeah. And I'm cruising, and as I'm driving down the road, I came up to this stoplight, and I'm just sitting there staring at this light so hard. Like, I gotta turn around. These dogs are going mental. Excuse that, by the way, yeah. I got up to this stoplight, and I'm like, damn, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And, dude, I just felt like these butterflies in my stomach. I got super happy. I got super giggly. I was laughing my ass off. I was hooting and hollering, dude. Everything was fucking great, dude. And then the light turned green, and I just sat there at the light. I just sat there and stared at the light. I didn't really realize it was green until everybody behind me started. Oh my gosh. Yeah, excuse these dogs. I didn't really feel. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. I didn't realize it was green until the 3 cars behind me started just blasting their horn. Like, absolutely crazy. They were just honking so hard, because I sat there for a solid minute. I sat at that stoplight for a solid minute. So I turned left, and as I'm driving, got into a little bit more of the countryside down here in the North Carolina. And I was like, that looks cool, what is that? So I pulled over, got out my flashlight, and I started shining the light on it, on this field on my right hand side. I was like, yo, what the heck is that? And lo and behold, it was a cornfield, some sort of cornfield. I'm gonna say that's what it was. Very large field of some sort of plant, and I'm 6 foot, and the plants were over me. So I pull over, throw my water and my orange juice in a bag. I get out, and I just start walking. Don't have any direction, nothing. But I actually texted my location to a buddy of mine. He's like, what are you doing? I was like, dude, I'm hanging out. I was like, I'm just wandering. I was like, my location is where my car is. He's like, oh, what are you doing? I was like, oh, dude, I'm tripping balls, and I found a cornfield. I'm gonna go lay in the cornfield. So, got out the car, bag in hand, drink a little more OJ, and keep in mind, I'm like probably an hour or so into my trip at about this time that I pulled up at this cornfield, or this field, excuse me. I didn't know it was a cornfield until I got in there. So I get out and I start wandering, and there's this very skinny path. Honestly, it's got about enough space. Oh, excuse the stutter. It's got about enough space to maybe fit 3 people my size, shoulder to shoulder. And I'm pretty skinny dude. just super tall and skinny. So I start walking down this path, not really thinking anything of it. And then my dumbass decides to, as I'm walking on the trail, I'm coming up on a 4-way. I can go straight and continue on the trail. I can turn left and go into the trail. I can turn right. I take about 5 steps backwards, and I turned towards my left, and my dumbass just walks into this cornfield. I just walked into it. I'm wandering and wandering and wandering, and I didn't really realize it, but my gut kicked in, and I was like, what the hell are you doing? Because I'm geeked out on fucking shrooms. I am absolutely geeked out on these mushrooms, keep in mind. Like, I'm geeking pretty hard. Left the house like 2110. Got to this field at like 2210, 2220. And I'm geeking pretty hard. And I drank a bunch of juice and that really just set it off. And I had an empty stomach too. Oh yeah, dude. I was geeking out. And then my ass decides to, as opposed to walking on the path and just kind of seeing the moonlight and seeing the constellations and everything in the moon, I walked into the field. And then I get this bright idea to lay down in the field. And I laid down, used my backpack as a pillow. And I laid there, and the way that I was situated, is this house that was nearby, just above like the left-hand corner of the roof, the moon was there, and it was super bright. It was illuminating everything. And then, I ended up just laying in that field for a good hour and a half. I'm just chilling, geeking the fuck out, dude. I ended up looking at the clock on my phone. It said like 23:15. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I really been laying out here for a minute. And then I stood up, and then it hit me. I was like, I don't remember where I walked. I wasn't paying attention to the houses near me. I wasn't paying attention to the road. I couldn't really hear the road, honestly, because I was so far into this cornfield, keep in mind. So I started just wandering. I started walking. I believe I was walking farther into it because I couldn't see shit. I ended up walking to the point where I came out on like one of those little footpaths that I was talking about earlier. That was like 3 shoulder widths wide that you could walk on. I ended up coming out on one of those, and I was like, okay, cool. I was like, I found it. So I walked that for about 10 minutes. And I was like, I should be over to my car by now, shouldn't I? And then it hits me. I was like, oh, you idiot. I was like, you sent your location. You sent your location to your friend. You sent your location. Oh, guys, here come those fucking goobers on this golf cart driving through the trees. I hope they don't fucking... What are they doing? I just hear them behind me. I was like, oh my God, you sent your location to your friend. So I looked, and keep in mind, I kept walking at this time. I was just continuously walking, geeked out of my fucking mind, tripping balls heavy. I clicked on it. It was a 36-minute walk from where I was in the cornfield to my car. And thankfully, it had like the little path cut out. So 36 minutes later, I get to my car. After rummaging through this cornfield again, I finally get to my car. Clicked the unlock button, opened it, just kind of sat in my driver's seat and just let out a big sigh of relief. Still tripping heavy. And I ended up just driving home, listening to some music on the rest of the trip. And never in my life will I ever go back to a cornfield to trip. And that's the time I did mushrooms in a field. I'm out.